On Eaton.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And he's gonna show us his hydroponic tomatoes, how he grow them right here in Mississippi. All right, I'm gonna follow you.
All right. So we're starting right here. This is the operation where we start them at. We'll come in here. We'll get our seeds in. Those there's just some that's been in, and I'm gonna discard them because they've been in too long, and it's time for me to restart that. You can see the peppers. I'm fixing to set them outside. I have also a hydroponic system outside. So we get everything started in here, and once they come up and show me they're gonna be a nice looking plant, then we go inside with it.
So explain to the people though that you don't use no pesticides.
No pesticides. We don't use any pesticides. If we have any kind of pest or anything, I use beneficials that target the pests that I'm say white flies. I get a wasp, or I use if I have to use some kind of solution that will be Dawn dishwashing liquid, ultra pure oil, so that it will coat that plant and the pests would not land on it, eat on it, or mess with that plant because they don't like that Dawn dishwashing liquid.
Just do it again. I want to tell all your secrets.
Okay.
Let's do it in a way where you don't tell your secrets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just tell, I put on, you put on something that coats them, but don't tell your secrets.
I just don't let them know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Anyway, we start our plants in here, and we don't, like I said, we don't use any chemical pesticides. So, therefore, the plants, the fruit that you get from me will be safe to eat, be safe to feed your kids, and will be delicious because we're going to make sure we have the minerals in it, and we put the maximum amount of minerals in it. And when I say maximum, I mean the max. As you can see, we're going to step out here, and I'm going to show you.
So this is where they start?
This is where they started.
This one here, you said it's a bad one.
Well, right now, they're bad because they have been in here too long, and those are some that I actually started for a guy that wanted some plants, and he never come and pick them up. So I just left them there, and I'm going to just take them out.
So how does yours look when you start?
Now, as you can see those peppers right there, now that's how they'll look when they come up in the trays. And so we'll get those in. Those there are going outside. I'm gonna maybe get a couple of harvests off them before the frost hits. So it's gonna be going in the next few weeks. We have what we call a wood boiler system. Is what I heat with, and I'm gonna show you this system that we use. Now what I did is I switched over from using a lot of propane fossil fuel to just plain hot water. And this is my hot water boiler, which is a central wood boiler. It is 400 gallons tank. And I fill it up with wood at night, and it will heat that water up and keep the temperature in my houses above 65 degrees. They usually keep it around 70 degrees inside the houses. So the problem that I have is I had a problem with it fluctuating on my temperature early mornings when the wood had burnt down. It started to cool down in there, and I get an alarm. So I'm gonna put a gas boiler to go inside with this here that will be secondary. So that way I keep my temperature at a maximum and not use as much wood or as much gas as I normally use. This is a generator that I put in. 10 seconds after the power drop off, this here will kick on and save my plants, my operation. It have saved me several times. That's solid gold. Okay, this is my pump house here. This is what's good. Kind of I'm in my stage where I start cleaning out and restart. I do a lot of repairs at this time, so I kind of see a mess here, but if you can look past that, I can show you a little something about what's going on. Now this here is, let me can you put it on power for a second. Pump house, and this is where all the feeding and the food and the nutrition that I feed my plants come from. This is the recipe that I use to mix for my concentrated tanks. The concentrated tanks will pump over into this mixing tank right here. This is the tank here that actually pumps to the greenhouse. As you can see, I have a hot water tank that heats the water up to make sure that this water that's going in is at 70 degrees plus. I like to keep it around 70 to 80 degrees so that the plants doesn't get shocked from the cold water that I use. I use well water, and the well water is really good. I've had it tested by Clemson University. I also tested twice a year by Plumber's Lab, so that there's no E. coli or any kind of bacteria in it that will be harmful to plants or the consumer. My system is designed to feed each house every 30 minutes for a minute and 30 seconds, and then I bump that up according to how tall the plant's getting and how hot it's getting. I can go up to 3 minutes according to what the plants need. This pump right here is a backup pump. I have 1,500 gallon tank outside that stores water only. And if for whatever reason my well pump goes out, that would take over, and I would have 3 days of water to get this back up in operation. So I'm pretty safe with that because I have all of my parts that I would need to make sure that I wouldn't be down no longer than a couple of hours at the most. All right, we're gonna go over here, and so, like I said, we're in between starting up operations now, so it's
Right.
a little bit of a mess. I'm gonna show you my cooler that I use to store my vegetables in, and I bought just a regular cooler off the back of a truck and dropped it on the ground, took the reefer unit out, and I put what you call a regular air conditioning unit in it, and what you call a cold box. This cold box actually takes over this unit and allows it to cool down inside of this storage container, cooler, and it actually keeps the temperature at 50 degrees, and it actually does an outstanding job. It does better than what the reefer unit would have done. It costs a lot less. It is money well spent. That there has been something I've been very proud to have. So we're gonna move over to the greenhouse, and I'll show you what we're doing here. Now we're starting over for our next season. Our plant should be in production about October. End of October, we should be putting tomatoes. Bit of a mess, but it's kind of forgive us of the mess. Now, this house here, we fixing to start on it tonight. I work at night because it's cooler at night. And house number one, we finished this house last week. Now I'm gonna have to come in, and what we'll do is we'll drop the plants in, we'll put all the lines in, we'll set the bucket system up, and as you can see, the drip system here is what's coming in to actually feed those plants. This is nothing more than perlite. There's no nutritional value in it at all. I normally don't run my perlite but once, but so far I've had good success with running it twice a year. So it saves me a little money to run it twice a year. So the perlite that's in there now was ran last year, and it will be ran this year. Next year we'll change it out. I have a PLC.
Say that again.
I have a PLC that runs the operation, and this is the controller, this is the PLC, this is my hydro system. It controls the heating, it controls the cooling, it controls the windows, the fans, it controls it all. I don't have to be here to turn stuff on and off. All I gotta do is just make sure it's got power. You can see my heater there. Then I have what you call an area changer above it. If the carbon monoxide got too high up in here, then that air exchanger will come on and actually change the air out, sucks that carbon dioxide out, and keep it at a safe level. So far since I switched over to the wood boiler, so far this year, since I switched over to the wood boiler, I haven't had a problem with carbon dioxide buildup inside of the greenhouse because the wood boiler is only pumping hot water in, and it allows me to it's clean air, it's clean heat, it's dry heat, it's not wet, it's not damp, and it actually helps the plant with keeping the moisture out of the greenhouse. So it's a huge plus to heat with that wood boiler. My hydroponic system that I have outside, this is what I use to feed the plants from the leakage that I catch from the inside system. Plants that's growing on the inside of the greenhouses, the leakage that comes off of them, I capture that leakage so that I can reuse it and repurpose it so that I eliminate the waste is what I try to do. And so far it's been a success. The okra is the best growing crop that I can grow out here in the summertime. It really likes the heat and it doesn't mind the heat down here in the south. So that is one of the plants that I would definitely be growing from this year forward during the summer months. The eggplants also is okay with the heat, so we will definitely be growing more eggplants. And we will also grow some different colors eggplants. We will have white, we will have the purples, and the black eggplants.
But let's understand this, right? What you're doing here, step over this way. What you're doing here is really what's left over from inside.
Right. This is what.
So that's hydroponically
Now that's
hydroponically grown.
Inside and hydroponically grown on the outside.
But it's the waste from the hydroponic inside coming outside.
Yes.
So this is actually what the normal man have on his land to grow.
Right. Right.
And you testing now to see what grows best in that environment.
And that's what I found out. This has been an experiment to find out what grows best during the heat in South Mississippi in the summertime outside. And so far, okra is my #1 producer on the outside during the summer months. I can show you where we catch the leakage at that comes out of the greenhouses during the fall months. We will be growing all kind of greenery out here. We will also have kale. We will have kale. We will have turnips, mustard. All of the greenery grows very well with the leakage that I pumps in from the inside of the greenhouses. I capture it out here inside of these tanks here. As you can see, you can't see it, but it's a drain pipe coming into this tank here, and I have 2 tanks tied in together so that it allows it to bring them about 200 to 300 gallons a day out here, and I use about 300 gallons a day to feed those plants. So it allows me to repurpose that leakage and eliminate that waste, and also help me to get some of the money back to continue to buy more fertilizer and things like that to continue to operate with. My name is Leon Eaton, Dr. Leon Eaton, CEO of Triple Eaton's Farm. This is one of the operations that we will have on my farm. We will also have blueberries, muscadine, mayhaw, and we would add other fruits in once we get those in place and established. So anytime you're in South Mississippi, look us up. Phone number 601-549-4485. You're more than welcome to come by on the farm, or meet me at the farmers markets, or some of the places that buys from me, and get to taste the difference. That's the main thing. There is a difference.